Hi, it's Michael Nadler. Today's video is about why you need to stop segmenting out your shopping campaigns. Now, this isn't about just like stopping all segmentation. It's about stopping segmenting on single products, products based on their price, or products based on their margin. Now, this is a bit of a historical view on how things have been. Traditionally, people like to do SPAG or single product ad groups, or breaking out products based on like that this one product look like it's a high seller. Or maybe it's like their client or internally, you know that this product is your top seller, so you're supposed to be putting a lot of money towards it. Now, with the way that Google's changing now, it really can't operate like that because the way someone clicks and the way someone buys is very different. Very few people will Google the exact thing they want, click on it and buy it. A lot of people are in their research mode and they'll be looking, they'll click on something, go to a site, shop around and then buy something else. So if you're focused so much on a single product being a top seller and you're only advertising and allocating budget on that, you're robbing yourself of like 80% of the potential buying traffic just because you're so myopic on this. And this is where the human bias really comes to ruin this. So a lot of clients I work with who have done this in the past, we've reverted back and we started actually doing product categories. So rather than just being so focused on top sellers, we're focused on top categories. So let's just say you've got a business that does a few segments on a lot of things. You've got interior design stuff, you've got pets, and then you've got some home goods. You want to be segmenting those things out because at least with that segmentation, you've got a certain theme of ways people will be buying stuff. So if someone's looking for pet stuff, you don't want to be lumping it in with home goods because there's a low probability that they're going to be able to pivot from that straight away. But if they come from one pet good and then they see some other pet goods in there, they're more likely to buy. So it's really hard now that you think that Google is more of a demand or an inbound channel, but now because of how Google and Smart Shopping and even PMax is going, it's actually outbound. So it's actually trying to like prospect out to new people. So rather than people proactively just looking for your products or your services, but most likely for e-commerce, your products, they're not going to be looking for myopically that. You're going to be bridging out towards more people. So if you're cutting off those things from your feed or your shopping categories, you're actually losing on a high volume of high intent buying traffic coming to your website. So the first thing you need to do is clean up your product feed. So clean it up and really segment things down to like nice, neat categories. You can actually subcategorize them as well if you do want a bit more of a granular approach. But like I've said in other videos before, a lot of the time with my clients, I start off with like if it's Performance Max, start with one Performance Max campaign and one asset group, and then all the products are under that. Now, why you can start with that is because all the data is going into one place. You're not splitting it out. You're not trying to split hairs with your own human bias. You're actually going in with the data, allowing itself to kind of self-formulate the best outcome. From there, once the data's there, if you've segmented your products in different categories, you'll be able to segment it out into its own asset groups. Now, that's just Performance Max. In terms of Smart Shopping or Standard Shopping, it makes it so much easier to manage, and I consistently get better results. Now, 3 or 4 years ago when I was doing shopping, I thought I was so smart getting products on their product margin or products based on like their pricing tier, segmenting them out in the merchant center. And then I was building out, spending hours, and it was never getting results compared to just like the product category. So I kind of took a step back and I started to review why. And there's pretty common sense to why it happens. It's because if you're so focused on these thin bands, you're only thinking about that people are buying based on price or you're focused on margin. But realistically, how people are coming in are based on 70 million data points. So it's not based on the product price or even the products like how much you're bidding for it. It will be based on their intent, when they're ready to buy, if they're in the market for it at the moment. There are so many reasons why. So as you can probably notice, I'm harping on, you want to cut that segmentation where you think you're being really smart and hyper granularizing it and just really going back to a more simple but more product category way. So for example, I've got a client that did something similar like this, but when I took them on, they had all these products, but anything under $19, they just cut out of the feed. And before I was working with them, they were making about $6,000 or $8,000 a month, got it up to about, what was it? It was about 10 to 12K in the first month. So doubled their revenue. But the issue was we were capping out, and we just like decided that would actually allow these under $19 products to come through. It was crazy. The results we got like overnight literally doubled again to $25,000. And this product, clients actually up to $50,000 to $60,000 a month. Their return on ad spend doubled as well. Now, the big thing that we actually like realized from this is whilst these small products under $19 were coming in, we thought that the ROAS would be small. The client did at least. The first thing is, when people buy small products, they actually tend to buy multiple of them because they want to get the free shipping. So if they want to tick over that $100 free shipping, if you're spending a few cents or a few dollars, your ROAS is going to be so much higher because people will buy additional stuff just to get free shipping. The other thing is, even when people are clicking on these ads, they would come to the website and they'd end up buying other stuff. So it's not that they're just clicking on this one product and coming to the site. They're actually coming to the site and then just like buying heaps of other like associated goods and being upsold. So we've got to stop thinking one product, one click, one buy, and then that's it. It could be one product, one click, multiple of that product sold, which is amazing as growth. Or also the most important one that's probably more realistic is the product they click on might not be the thing they buy. They might click on it and they might want a larger version or a smaller version of the same product. And the smaller one, they might buy 3 or 4 versions of it. So really just think about that. I'm just looking at a few of my notes right here. So yeah, the low margin or the price thing is like you can actually get higher volume to your website. So when you're getting higher volume to the website and you've got a good conversion rate, sooner or later you're going to get sales from that. And like the goal is to get the most cost-effective, high-intent traffic to your website, and that's what this way can do. So don't cut off products, even if they're not selling and they're getting traffic. You might be able to look at some attribution data or actually realize they are selling. It's just not there. There's a cost associated with it, but not a sale on that individual product. Try and look at a few other notes I've got down here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's much else, but like I just really wanted to harp on that point that stop segmenting out. It's not going to help you. It makes things harder. You think you're being smarter, but it's actually being dumber because you're getting worse results. Like my focus when I work with clients is maximum output, maximum results without like doing unnecessary work. There's so many tools out there that allow you to hyper segment things, do SPAGs and other things, but they rarely get the results. Like the results now are going to come from the audience signals and the further data, not from your human mind. So really focus on the strategy of being like, what is the highest probability way that I can get this to work? Execute it fast, like you're not spending hours trying to do it. You execute something like this in a half an hour, an hour, let it run to 4 to 6 weeks. And I promise you, you tend to get really, really, really good results and they tend to be better as well. So that's the video for today. I hope you've enjoyed, hope you get something out of it. Just remember, stop segmenting unnecessarily. It's not going to make your life easier and you'll get better results this way.